like witches at black masses, evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning, death and hatred to mankind.
Oh, hello everyone, and welcome to Shaman Sundays on Tuesday. Uh, how's everybody doing? I decided to turn up the production value on here, and I am streaming in 1080p, and I'm looking at myself, and it's very scary. Gimme corpse, gimme corpse, gimme corpse. I love that picture, by the way. Gimme corpse. So, how is everybody? How was everybody's week? Last week, I don't know that I like this 1080p. I mean, look at great. Can everybody hear me good? Is everything cool on your end? Uh, my trip was long. It was good. I left. Thank you guys. I left on the 20th, and I just got back last night at midnight. I went up to Deadwood, South Dakota. I was mentoring at Sacred Mountain Retreat Center. Um, Doug Tinsley. Well, what do you say, brother? How are you, man? Good to see you. I thought about you, Doug, actually. I was just in Sturgis and thought about you with that big old motorcycle that you got. Hello, Linda Kruger. So I was just up there in Deadwood, South Dakota, working with Sacred Mountain Retreat Center, and they had uh, the spirits of Deadwood also that went down. There was Shane Pittman and Josh Purvis from Searchers. Shane Pittman also from 28 Days Haunted. And I guess I can show you what I'm doing. I'm like say 28 Days Haunted and Holster Files. So that was I got to hang out with them. Let's light some sage before we really get into this. Uh Light it for to get all the good energy just rocking and rolling with us. Um we had Miranda Young, the ghost biker. She was up there hanging out with us at Spirits of Deadwood. Rex Nielsen was there. Kim and Scott Horn, along with Mary Lynn Bass, Horn Paranormal, were there. Um, Pretty good turnout for the very first Spirits of Deadwood. I think that they are talking about doing it again next year. Uh, but those details, we don't have any of those details yet. So I will put those out as soon as we get them. Yeah, man, I had a great time. So my guest this evening will be Jennifer Talley with New Orleans Paranormal. She It was my fault. She would have been here, but I said 8 o'clock, and I keep forgetting that other people have different time zones. Eating my hair. I don't know that I like this 1080p, y'all. Um, but she will be here shortly. Anne Marie, hello. I wish she could have gone too. We had some fun people. Kim Moran and her daughter Lexi came out, hung out with us. Had people from all over the country. Um, Also, I think we're only going to do an hour show this evening because it's on a Tuesday. But I don't want to leave you without something to watch. So at 9 o'clock, when we end this show, everybody go over to Ghost Biker Explorations and check out Miranda Young. Her season 6 of her web series will be premiering tonight, and all season long she will be going live for her shows. So when we end, hey Tracy, when we end here, everybody go over and watch Miranda Young. Um, so let's see what we got to cover while we're waiting on Jennifer. October 27th in Atchison, Kansas. Come out, hang out with us. Uh, Supernatural Inc. We will be at the McIntyre Villa. We will be doing, I think it's two different tours and investigations there. Uh, so it's going to be, yeah, I think there's two different time slots for that. We still have some tickets available. Come hang out with us at the McIntyre Villa. And believe it or not, Anna, my beautiful wife, will actually be there to do some investigating. So for once, I don't have to travel cross country by myself. I love it. And speak of the devil, there's my beautiful wife. Hello, Jim. I'm trying to look to make sure I have gotten everybody and said hello. I'd go, but I'd have to start walking now. You probably should have started last week, Tracy. You're going to get to Ashton, Kansas. Oh, just trying to think what I need to cover. It's so weird doing my show on Tuesday, but I guess I could tell everybody what happened and why we didn't have a show Sunday and why a lot of the shows on the network were a little weird. So I get to Deadwood. I checked out my laptop before I left. Everything was working. I get on the plane. I get to Deadwood, and my hard drive was completely wiped. Like no boot record, no nothing. So I just I couldn't do it. I did the one show with Jared from excuse me, I did the one show, Shaman Sundays with Jared from Sacred Mountain Retreat Center. We had to do those on our phones. Eh, just poor quality. So I didn't want to do it again. So we're doing the makeup show now. And as I continue looking in 1080p, I look rough. Um, trying to think what else we have to cover before. Oh, so I guess I could go over who we have coming in October. Um, to the show. So next week, my guests will be. You know what? Let's cover that at the end of the show. Let's just do that. Um, did I get my laptop fixed? No, no, I did not. But I'm back home now in the studio, so we're okay. And speaking of that laptop, it is still sitting in Deadwood, South Dakota, because I forgot it. But that's okay. It was my older laptop, but it's weird. Had to be something when I went through the airport security. I don't know if that's a thing or not that it can wipe a laptop. It's the first time it's ever happened. But I, I got choked on my Mountain Dew. I'm dying, y'all. I'm okay. Um, so we are just hanging out together, waiting on my guest this evening, Jennifer Talley. She said give her 5 minutes and she would be on. Um, because I told her 8 o'clock, but I did not say 8 o'clock my time, and I keep forgetting again about all the different time zones. Imagine that. And I should know about them because I'm still in jet lag because that was a 2 hour time difference when I was in South Dakota. But super fun. Quick plug for um, Sacred Mountain Retreat Center. If you or a loved one are a veteran or first responder who is suffering from PTSD or any type of trauma, please go to sacredmountainretreat.org. That it will give you all the information, but um, it's a week long, all inclusive retreat up in the Black Hills of South Dakota, right outside of Deadwood. Um, we got blacksmithing, equine therapy, uh, just a lot of good time together. We sit around, we help facilitate the healing. Uh, and I apologize that my mind is wandering. I'm still jet lagged from the 2 hour difference, but it's a very, very good retreat. I did my first mentor group where I was their mentor. I think it went well. But Sacred Mountain Retreat Center helped save my life. Um, and if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be sitting here. So again, if you are someone that you know, or if you want to donate, or if you want to help uh, with Sacred Mountain Retreat, there are donate buttons all over the website. Please, 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 if you can donate. There's also uh, a reoccurring donation. It's called Got Your Six. It's $6 on the 6th of every month, and it helps. All proceeds will go straight to help get a veteran or first responder out there. Guys, it costs about $3,500 per participant to get out, and it's a nonprofit, so every little bit helps. So if you can get on there and donate, a dollar, $5, whatever you can, uh, please do. I mean, it's a very, very worthwhile cause. Again, that website is sacred MTN Mountain Retreat.org. Please go check it out. Hello, Nancy. Welcome. So I'm trying to think what we got to catch up on because it's just been a wild week and a half, almost 2 weeks for me. Oh, it's been fun. It's been long, but it's been fun. Oh, I think, like I said, the Spirits of Deadwood, the first annual Spirits of Deadwood kicked off the 29th and 30th. Uh, we got to stay at the historic Bullet Hotel downtown Deadwood 2 nights. That was pretty cool. Uh, and the investigation was with the Fairmont Hotel upstairs in the brothel and the brothel at Deadwood. I do want to shout out to Rose Spears. I finally got to meet her in person. She is an amazing lady. If you ever get a chance to uh, to get out to Deadwood, go to the brothel. Tell Rose I sent you. Tell her the gnome sent you, and check it out. She's so knowledgeable on all the history. Hello, Barbara. How are you? Welcome to the show. Thank you for tuning in. Um, but yeah, Rose Spears, she's just an amazing lady. Um, and it appears that our guest will be logging in here in just a second. So we'll kick off the show. I'm just kind of glancing through the chats to see who we've got. And I'd like to thank all of y'all for tuning in on a Tuesday. I know it's weird, Shaman Sundays on Tuesday, but I really, really wanted to get Jennifer Talley back on. Um, Kim, I was just mentioning you. Kim came and with her daughter Lexi to hang out with us in Deadwood. So much fun. I did find out that Kim does not like dolls, which was fun because it just was. It's fun. So, Kim, I will be buying you a creepy doll, and I will send it to you in North Carolina. Oh, but like I'm my brain is not here. My brain is still 2 hours away. Oh, oh, oh. Yep. See, she hates them. She does not like them. But it was kind of fun when we went into a place in the Fairmont, and yeah, the creepy dolls. Oh, those dolls were creepy. Yes, they were. And you want to know? Speaking of creepy dolls, guess who just locked in? Jennifer Talley is in the back. She's in the green room, ladies and gentlemen. She's I don't know. She's she's throwing things around the room. Linda Judd, hello, hello, hello. Um, so cool. As my guest prepares her background, I wish you guys could see what I can see. But oh, mm, so I guess we can do a little background on my guest. Jennifer Talley is one of the investigators, one of the lead investigators with I believe it's New Orleans Paranormal. She has been on the show before, and we had such a blast that I wanted to have her back on. And when, whenever she is ready, she'll give me a nod, and I will pull her up. Can you hear me, Jennifer? I want to make sure that I just don't pull her up when she can't hear. So I'm gonna, you know what? We're just gonna go ahead and pull her up, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to introduce Jennifer Talley. Maybe did we freeze? Hello.
Hey, I do not have
There we.
sound. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I hear you now. Can you hear me? I see you and I hear you. Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. I'll pull you back down. Okay. So as we work on these technical difficulties, we're gonna have her restart and come back in. But it's gonna be fun. I wanted to kick it off. I wanted to kick off October uh, with some New Orleans flair with a little spooky season. So all this month we're gonna have some cool people from the New Orleans area. We're gonna have a vampire. We're gonna have a metaphysical shop owners or pair of them. It's gonna be super super great. Jennifer, can you hear me? Okay, let's try this again. Can you hear me now?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay, hey, we're here. We're doing it. We're rocking.
Yes, finally. Sorry.
No, um, so sorry about the confusion on the time there. I apologize.
Oh, me too. I literally just walked in from the dog park, so I went, uh-oh.
That was my fault. I don't know. I for some reason I was thinking that New Orleans was on Eastern, but I guess it's not.
A lot of people think that.
Well, it should be. I'm gonna write the mayor.
Okay,
Right.
that works for me.
Welcome back, Jennifer
Thank you.
Talley. We had such a blast last time.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
So um I definitely wanted to have you on so you could help us kick off spooky season.
It's
And
the right thing to do then, for sure.
I am turning my definition down. There we go. I was broadcasting in 1080p, and I keep looking at my face, and I'm like, I don't like this, so I just turned it back down to 480 standard definition. Sorry, y'all, you're not going to be able to see my wrinkles in 4K anymore. I just couldn't do it any longer. Um, so I know that you. Well, first of all, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Since it's spooky season, and most of my guests are going to be some of your friends all throughout October, would you like to be my very special guest host for October for Shaman's?
Sure.
Sweet.
That would be great. Thank you.
Yes, I figured that would be so much fun. But so since last we talked, you've been busy. I've seen that Mary Lynn came down to visit you, and you've been rocking and rolling. So you want to fill everybody in on just a little bit of what you've been up to since last we talked?
Yeah, Mary Lynn did come down. We had filmed a Brazilian TV show. I would pronounce it, but I'd probably do it wrong. It's a husband and wife duo. They're big social media stars, or big actually TV and movie stars in Brazil. And she came down she just said she felt she was called to help somebody. Oddly enough, we thought it was the host, but it ended up to be us helping one of our friends who lost a child. So that was kind of interesting. And it was fun to show her around since Scott and Kimberly were here earlier.
Yep.
And then, I don't know, it's just the ghost hunting tour thing we do it's just, we've all been like crazy busy. We've been so fortunate. Tourism in New Orleans has just struggled because of the heat. So we're very fortunate to have been as busy as we are, and we're about to add possibly a 5th location to our little ghost hunt tour thing. So that is exciting.
That's quite exciting.
And then there's a show I filmed earlier this year, Haunted by History. It's the 3 girls from the Beyond the Haunting Paranormal in Canada. And our episode in New Orleans premieres on Friday.
Ooh.
Yes, I'm excited. No, I don't think US can. They said something about some kind of Verizon TV or Fios or something like that you can watch it Friday if you're in US, but we'll actually be on Haunt TV in a couple of weeks that US can watch their show. Those girls are so great.
Oh, that's going to be awesome. I've noticed there's like a lot of Canadian ghost hunting that's like that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I like it because I get I love watching all the paranormal shows here that are filmed in and around the U.S. But sometimes I want an outsider perspective.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of exciting.
It is. So I don't know. And then we worked with the folks from Ghost Finders too, and got to meet that crew. So they were a fun crew to work with them. They did a little something here too. So there are no 4 episodes out yet, so I have to be careful what I say. So
right, I completely understand that.
Yeah.
So
we're excited about that. How's the retreat?
Thank you for asking. It was amazing. I couldn't have asked for a better team, especially for my very first time mentoring. It was great. It was a blast. I can't wait to get more and more people out. It's such a healing retreat, especially just being in the middle of nowhere in the Black Hills with no cell signal whatsoever. And we're kind of mean. We don't give the Wi-Fi password out immediately. So making people cut ties with the cell phone, and plus I get to cut ties with my cell phone
Yeah.
You know, but it was very very good. Matter of fact, our group text keeps going off as I speak. So hopefully we it's a family that has been made in 7 days. We'll be sticking around for
Yeah.
the rest of my life. I mean, it's just amazing. It's so healing. Oh, and then they had Spirits of Deadwood, the first annual Spirits of Deadwood. Scott and Kim Horn spearheaded that, and you know what? I think it went really good. Just the locations were great. Miranda Young, the Ghost Biker, was with us. Rex Nielsen from All Out Paranormal, and he was with us. Marilyn Fast was out doing live pours and intuitive painting, and of course we had from Searchers. We had Shane Pittman and Josh Purvis. So great crew,
Yeah.
great location, and I know for a fact we sold out of all of the investigation only tickets. So that was 50
Wow.
tickets. Yeah. Oh, it went really well. I think they're talking about maybe doing it again next year. Uh, but hopefully it won't be the same time if Howard Petrie does his again because I want to go down to the Beer Fest.
Yeah.
We can't have it on the same weekends. Howard, if you're watching, don't you schedule your thing on my weekend.
He did it
So
on purpose.
I know he did it. I had him on my show, and I should have called him out on that, but I didn't. Oh, so speaking of Beer Fest, that just happened. Were you were at Beer Fest, weren't you?
Nope. It's not in New Orleans. It's over an hour from the French Quarter, and
Ah,
we just couldn't get there. Um, and
I couldn't remember if you had gone or not. I
no,
apologize.
we were going to participate, but just everything else kind of got in the way, so we had to concentrate on our stuff down here. I hope it went well from him for him. I haven't heard anything, so but yeah, we're maybe we'll coordinate next year and do something on both sides of the lake. A little something in the French Quarter, a little something in on the North Shore, and see what happens there. We couldn't do it this year,
And
but
then you should do, since you're going to be on both sides of the lake, you should do an Estes method
open
all the way
fall.
across the lake.
That would be cool to see. I mean, mediumship works over the phone. Why not Estes method?
I'm just thinking, why not?
Yeah,
Give it a shot. Yeah.
yeah, why not? We should try it. Yeah, we'll have to check in with Howard and see how that went for sure.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. There was, oh my gosh, like so many different paranormal events. See, Mass Paracon was the same weekend. It was just so if you didn't get out to a paranormal event, it's your own damn fault because they were all over the place.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I was supposed to be at Mass Paracon too, and I couldn't make it there. Um, and then then there's the Spirits of Deadwood, and I thought, well, if I go to Mass Paracon, then someone else should go to Spirits of Deadwood, and then we'd have to shut. We'd only have one more person left to do a tour, so we're like, oh, it's that money making thing.
Oh,
Um,
the whole you have to buy food. I don't know. That's
and that rent thing, and
rent.
yeah.
Who needs it? Ghosts don't pay rent. Why should we?
If I know they don't pay rent, so I'm kind of negotiating to see if they'd at least clean something.
Uh, at least do the dishes.
Yeah, I mean, you can move stuff, do it
Right.
with
I
purpose.
mean, well, make it easy on them. Like you just push the dishes in the dishwasher, and they push the button.
There you go, something.
Just yeah, we'll start there. I like that. So, what do you have coming up for the spooky season down your way? Have you got some special stuff planned?
We have got our ghost hunt tour, and like I said, we're trying to add a fifth location, so we take people into two haunted locations. But those locations, we've had some new spirits enter,
Oh,
and we're trying to figure out what they are. I'd say who,
gotcha.
but I think one instance it's a what.
Fair,
So
right?
so we are at Starling Occult, which is Priestess Claudia Williams' place on Royal, and during one of the investigations, Chris, one of our other investigators, was hearing over Spirit Box, I'm back here in the back corner. So he gets up, and I forget if it said by the mirror, by the window. So he gets up and goes across the room in her back building, her dependency unit, and there's this stuffed bear. It looks like one of those bears that play the little cymbals. Not a monkey, it's actually a bear.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So he gets the thing out and he comes home and says, hey, I found a haunted bear. I was like, really? What's his name? He said his name is Michael. Okay. So he'd come home and he'd say, oh, this is what Michael said. He killed his friend or his brother. And this is right before Marilyn came down. I don't know why I was kind of calling bullshit on that.
Right.
And I hadn't been there. So I just got this sneaking suspicion this was a living person who just could not help but lie.
Right.
And it was one of those, I'm going to keep talking and say whatever comes to my mind. And the lie's going to get bigger the more attention I get. Right. So something didn't add up. So I had gone in there and I mistaken him. I think I called him Robert the Doll instead of Michael.
Oh, well.
I came home and said, hey, Robert wasn't talking to me. He said, his name's Michael. I was like, all right, that's probably why. Sorry. And so I had gone back in again. It's like, sorry for calling you Robert, Michael. But I don't believe you're attached to that bear.
Right.
And I don't believe you. And so Marilyn came in and basically we kind of called the spirit out. Ooh, did that energy change? He was mad.
Oh no.
He was mad. We called him out, told him he was lying. So I don't hear as much about Michael anymore. He says he still comes out. We just don't hear him as much. But we have another little girl spirit named Chloe, who's 12. She died by falling into a cistern in the back, and she has not been heard from there since Michael came out. She has been showing up at two of our other locations, which are just down the street that we go to regularly. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of, she seeks us out a little bit. She knows all of us. So it's been interesting to see her come out and to start talking. So,
I have got to make it down there to New Orleans. I got to do it. I think my wife and we have mentioned it back and forth, but I think we're going to put that on the next year to-do list. Because there's just too much cool stuff done.
It is a lot. I know they're hiring. We need at least one more investigator. So you want to come down for a while?
I can give you a month.
Okay, come on.
Yeah.
Come do our stuff. It's only 3 hours. It's not that bad.
Right.
Shortest two ghost hunts in 3 hours.
Yeah, I could. Of course, I can do that without losing my mind. I almost lost. Yeah, I thought I lost my mind just doing the Spirits of Deadwood. Good Lord.
6 days a week.
Yeah, my calendar just filled up. Like my phone just dinged, and I'm full till like 2030. I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah. I only do this week. I'll have to do 5. I usually only do 3 or 4, but this week I'll have to do 5. We're too busy. So it's not much walking. It's only 3 or 4 blocks, but people, I guess, sometimes don't realize just being in that energy, how draining it is on you. You don't have to be physically active to have the spirits, just all of that energy. You're just, so tired. So,
well, I got to my house yesterday at almost 1:00 this morning. and
Wow.
I was so tired. I slept till 4 this afternoon. And I mean, there 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 is such thing as the paranormal hangover. It's a
Oh,
real
yeah.
thing.
Yeah. And then add, if you start reading anyone during it, add that into it. We had some real
Right.
we had some real heavy stuff on one of my last ones, about two people that were in a car accident that were attached to two different groups. I happened to just walk right in between them,
Hmm.
and I literally felt that impact of a car, and I had to sit down.
Oh,
And I asked them, I said, and I didn't notice that this is only the second time this has happened to me, where two people had passed in basically the same way that were connected to two groups of people who were not connected.
right.
It was so weird. And one of them had just passed the day before.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So they got some, that was interesting that they got some messages, but I mean, it's hard to bring that up. It's just
Yeah.
one of
How do
the,
you? Yeah. How do you start that conversation?
yeah, I said, yeah, you just kind of hang on and said, all right, remember when I told you that I might ask you something very odd? This is that moment.
Right. Right.
Who lost someone in the passenger seat of a car where the seatbelt was not it didn't help matters. I don't know if it failed or it didn't matter. And in one instance, I think it failed. And in the other instance, the person had a heart attack, and it didn't matter because they were already
Right. Well,
passed.
that's ooh, to get hit from both sides at the same time, man. That yeah, I'm surprised you didn't instantly take a nap.
That one was pretty, that was pretty heavy,
Yeah.
with that. And it was interesting. I was so focused on who was in front of me, it didn't dawn on me that it was two different people, that I
Right.
was seeing both at the same, a combination of the two instances. And that happened to me one other time with people who passed in fires. And the two groups were on our tour, and they died. One was an accident and one was not.
Huh.
Just, I don't know, it's just very weird, very weird. So, but crazy, crazy. There's endless. Oh, so if anyone's coming down, I'm just going to talk about something super cool that's going on here in New Orleans, the end of October. Endless Night Ball. Who likes vampires? Yes, Endless Night Ball. Patty Negri may be here. Don't quote me on that. She might. She is friends with Father Sebastian, and that's kind of his gig. So I think they have like a whole weekend of stuff. So around our ghost hunt, consider tickets to Endless
All
Night.
right.
One year I'll take off of work and be able to go. I really, really, really want to go. It looks like it's a blast.
If I wasn't already going to be in Kansas at the end of this month, I would have to come down for that. Oh,
One year it was early October, but it's back to Halloween weekend again.
I'm going to need everybody to stop scheduling things when I have stuff to do.
Well, I'll check with you first.
Can we just all just realize that I have a say in this stuff, and no I don't, people. Just do whatever you want, and then I'll just get there.
Hang
It's like
on,
every
let
time
me
I turn around, right? It's like every time I turn around, it's like, oh, I want to go do such and such. Oh wait, I'm not going to be in town. Yeah, story of my life.
Yeah, and I think that's what Fear Fest too. That was such a hard time to schedule because then you need a Paracon in New Orleans.
Yep.
You just do. We have to. I don't know why we don't have one, but we need one. Anyone want to volunteer to help me plan one? Let me know on this side. But it's hard to find the venues too now that our convention season's back up. They start those prices. They're pretty for
Yeah.
space. It's pretty high. It is pretty high. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Do something here.
But seriously, if you want somebody to help with a Paracon down there, let me know. I'm all about helping to plan something.
Could use the expertise for sure,
I mean,
to get something together.
I know a lot of what not to do since my first one's already out of the way, and I get my second one coming. So I could definitely tell you what not to do.
You know what? You don't know what you don't know.
Right, exactly.
So,
Yeah, I've noticed like so Deadwood, South Dakota does not have a Paracon either, and a lot of these places that are like heavy spiritually charged don't have Paracons, and it's just odd. I mean, why?
I don't know. I think here, well, all right, New Orleans proper. We are definitely on island time.
Fair.
So we're, Northern Caribbean, if you will.
Right, I get it.
So that might be one big reason.
Yeah,
And I think you.
well, it's probably one of those. I think a Paracon would be great. Somebody will do it.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
Howard gives it a shot on the North Shore, and we're all like, yeah, kudos to you for doing it. We need one
Right.
out here though, too. And everyone's like, yeah, it's a great idea. She's doing it.
Yeah, exactly. No, I get it. That's why. Yeah, that's why I finally did one here in the upstate of South Carolina because I'm like, nobody's doing it. And then I did it, and I'm like, why did I do it?
I mean, I've never been to one.
What?
Nope.
March 22nd, 23rd, and 24th is mine.
Okay.
Okay. Come cut your teeth up here with me.
Okay. I've been
All right.
to like, what did they call it? I'm going to date myself. This is before they called it Comic-Con. They used to have one in Milwaukee, and we go down for everyone, all of us under 21s who were over 18. We played Dungeons and Dragons. Yes, I was the nerd in school.
Yes.
Someone was really shocked by that. I'm like, are you really that shocked? I don't get it. Anyway, and we always get new dice. We go on costuming day. That's the closest thing I've been to. So
yeah. So
that's the
well, I mean, before I did my first Paracon. I guess it would be 2 years ago now. And that was in Joplin, Missouri. Like I'd never been to one. The closest thing that I had ever done was like a Star Trek convention.
Yeah. Okay. Same.
I'm a nerd too. I'm right there with you. So don't I'm straight up Trekkie. Like I did it. Yeah.
So okay, you're gonna love this. Worked for a restaurant here, Restaurant August. So I cut my teeth in the restaurant business, and it was during a Comic-Con here, and we got to host the main actors from Next Generation. Everybody,
Yes.
Jean-Luc was there. Every one of them.
Oh, you got to hang out with Patrick Stewart. Oh,
no, he was the only one not there.
Oh, he was not there. Okay.
He was the only one not there. Everyone else, they had like a 12 top of like the main bridge characters. And so I'm just going to, is it Jordy is one of the characters and the doctor. And then,
gosh, let's see if we can do this. Okay. So you've got Jordy LaForge. And then you've got Brent Spiner as Data. Yeah,
he was there. Okay. The doctor.
Oh, Beverly Crusher.
Yep.
So,
is she vegetarian? Okay. I don't remember. I don't know why it struck me as odd to remember that detail, but yeah. Oh my God, it was so much fun. It was so cool.
That had to be cool.
Yeah.
But see, then you get so with Jordy, then you have that dilemma. Am I gonna talk to him as Jordy LaForge or as Reading Rainbow? Like, do I want to sing Butterflies in the Sky or do I want to do the theme from Next Generation? I don't know which way I would go.
That is a dilemma. I think
Yeah,
that night if there was alcohol involved, I would have probably stayed Star Trek. There was a lot of wine floating.
well, and that's okay. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah. I miss some things about the restaurant industry. I don't miss the hours, but doing cool stuff like that, I do miss. And
Yeah,
getting those.
sometimes I miss because I was back of the house. I was a cook, and sometimes I miss just the utter organized chaos of the kitchen.
Yeah.
You know, like, and some of the shit that we would do to each other was just so much fun. But then, I didn't working for 16, 18 hours a day. I don't miss that.
No, I don't miss that part either. I was back a house for a while in Houston. Um, and I had an incentive for some of my back of house staff. Whoever got there first got to pick the playlist for opening prep.
I like that. I like that. That's a great idea.
Yep. So they did. It's one way to get them there on time. So, did you do
And
this
then,
in the little aluminum, the metal hot station to
yep,
amplify? Yeah, you did. Yeah, we did
yes,
too.
yep. Of course, yep, yep. And then see, then you could have done like first person to show up sober gets to do blah blah blah.
First person to show up not high.
Right.
Yes.
First person that doesn't smell like weed gets to like go home early.
Yeah. You're not on dishes today.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the people I worked with would be like, dude, I'm just going to do the dishes. I don't care. Oh my God. So, anybody?
Squirrel.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Anne Marie, I'd lose. Yeah. 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 Me too. I mean, I do miss it, but I don't miss it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I used to uh, work for Cracker Barrel Corporation. And, as much as I hate cooking breakfast, you would think I would pick a different corporate level place to work for.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no. But if you don't get your eggs scrambled, I'm gonna come out here and choke you. Is what is how it ended up being. Wow, are we a paranormal show, or are we going to talk?
I don't
cooking?
know. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't. You know what? Who cares? We're just off the rails. Welcome to Shaman Sundays on Tuesday.
Should we talk about haunted restaurants? We've got a few.
I mean, we could. We talk about. Let's talk about. Let's talk about where people could find you and buy like every single ticket you have for all of your stuff in October.
So we're at New Orleans Paranormal Society.com, and we've got a ghost hunt experience. It's called Voices from Beyond. So it's a 3-hour ghost hunt, and that counts, and it includes equipment instruction. So we've got some great equipment from Horn Paranormal, North Manhattan Paranormal Detectives, REM pods, things like that, tripwire. Some of us do Estes methods, some of us do not. And it really does depend on the venue. So you get to be an investigator for an evening in 2 locations. So you've done investigations. When I say these are mini hunts, they really are mini, because you're really only in each location for about an hour and a half.
Right.
And you'd be surprised how that time just goes by so fast. But people can take video, they can snap pictures, record audio. We let them do all of that. So yeah, it's a really great experience. And like I was mentioning, sometimes the loved ones come forward. They take that opportunity, because we do a at least one of the 2 locations usually has opportunity for spirit box work and Estes or something like that. So there's their opportunity to come forward. So every once in a while it happens. And when it does, it's usually pretty powerful.
And you know that 3 hours, like for seasoned investigators like us, 3 hours doesn't seem like a lot. But for the new person that's looking into paranormal and paranormal investigation, that's a perfect 3 hours is perfect to see if you really like it or not
Yeah.
before you dive headfirst in this really expensive hobby that we all have.
Yeah, it is. Do you know what people struggle with the most?
What's that?
Questions for the spirits.
You know, yeah,
It's that,
I've heard
yeah,
that.
it's getting over the fact you're having a conversation with something you can't see,
Yep.
and for some reason your mind goes blank. If there was a living person sitting in front of you that you could maybe see reactions and body cues, you'd continue with questions.
Right.
But for some reason, it's what people struggle with the most. It's usually where we've got to step in and say, okay, what do you think these mean? What do you think we should ask? So that's the number one thing I think people struggle with is what do I ask next?
And you know, I noticed that with my wife because she's psychic, so she doesn't necessarily use all of our ink boxes and stuff. But I remember the first time I had her do an ink box session or spirit box session, she had the same thing, like the deer in the headlights. She's like, I'm ready to do this. So I asked the first question, and she's like, I got nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. They're like, what do I ask? I said, what would you ask the person next to you? I've been trying to tell them, I'm almost going to put like draw a face on a paper plate and stick it on a chair, and say,
You should.
look at Mr. Paper Plate Man, pretend he's a ghost.
Right. Or you could have like duct tape smiley face on the wall, so you got paper plate man and duct
Yeah.
face. Just pick what you want. Just look at it and go. Action. Oh.
And
Hello,
by the way,
Crystal.
whereas if Scott Horn is here, the number one favorite piece of equipment people have is the obviously it's going to be the SLS.
Yes. The new his new XLS camera.
They've got
He had that's a nice beast. But for those of you guys who don't know, first of all, if you don't know Horn Paranormal, you've been living under a rock because we talk about it a lot. But they now have a website that you can go to. I think it's hornparanormal.com. I think it's a .com. I can't remember if it's a .com or .org. But you can find them on Facebook at Who's Afraid of the Dark. Scott and Kim Horn. A lot of cool products. They got the hand REM pods and XLSs, SLS cameras, all very, very reasonably priced. Because if you look at some the other guys' stuff, it's like $2-3 grand.
Mm-hmm.
This is a couple $100, and you've got a very great piece of equipment. So,
and I carry the ink box with me.
Oh, have you? First of all, did you get to plug in?
Yes, I did. Thank you for that, and thank you for
good.
the crystals. You know what's funny? So the second one was a mushroom, right?
Yep.
My grandfather's CB radio call sign was the mushroom picker.
Well, there you go. That's funny.
It's a Czech Republic kind of thing. So anyway, digressing again, but thank you for those. Yeah, and I've taken it out a few times, and the last few times, I think our spirits are getting used to it, and so on AM, I've been having some luck. But I keep trying that shortwave. I'm just so determined.
Yep. And it's not often that shortwave will hit,
Yeah.
but when it does,
It's got to be clear.
it's super clear.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I can count on one hand how many times I've had shortwave come through. But when it does, like it's amazing.
Yeah. So it's nice to have two spirit boxes. I'm going to pack another set of headphones probably, so then I could have. We have one location I go to sometimes that you can. I split people up in two different rooms. It's the only location we can do that in, and it would be nice for both rooms to be able to do Estes.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yep.
so yeah, and I think I'm going to start doing that and use Inkbox for that and see what they get. That's number two. That's the number two thing people struggle with is Estes
Hmm.
and getting past that the broken radio
Right, yeah, yeah.
sound.
Um, and I mean, I've done Estes, maybe half a dozen times, and it still sometimes it still gets me trying to get past and listen either above or below the radio signal.
Yeah, listen
But
around.
yeah,
What's I've got mine on. I keep telling people we've got to keep it on the spirit box between like 150 and 200. Nothing more than 200. You get too much radio bleed through.
yeah.
And on Inkbox, I'm probably going to turn it up pretty much as fast as it'll scan. It's too. I don't know if they're just so desperate to hear something. They want it slower because they can't wrap their head around sometimes that it's the radio bleed through their hearing. It's not necessarily,
Right.
you know, I don't know.
Well, and what I've learned is, uh, the longer that you use the ink box, you know, it it morphs to you, you morph to it. The energies and that.
Mhm.
And when some people it takes 2 days, some people take 2 weeks, but once it clicks,
Yeah.
uh, then they're just it's the clearest. And I'm not biased by any means, but it's one of the best spirit boxes on the market.
Not at all. Not at all.
I know. I know a guy. I know a guy that makes them. I know a guy.
I've got one location. The spirits are pretty set in their ways about things. So if I can get it to work there, if I can get them converted,
Yep.
that then it's going to be easy for the rest. But just got one location. They are just so set in their ways. They don't like the tripwire. They don't like.
Hmm.
There's just certain things they don't like. People ask me, "Oh, can I bring my equipment?" I always have to ask them, "What do you have?" We've got another location that Boo Buddy, the teddy bear thing
Yep.
from Ghost Stop, scares the ever loving crap out of one of our little girl spirits. Cannot bring Boo Buddy anywhere near. But people don't realize teddy bears are new.
Yep.
And so the spirits from 18 something, and they don't know what this why is it talking to me, even though they're 10, they still
Exactly. Like, why is there a talking animal? And then, yeah, no,
yeah.
I get it.
So
Well, I think we're gonna keep this show to an hour
it
today.
works.
Oh, well, for one of two reasons. One, I'm tired, and two, I didn't realize that Miranda Young, the Ghost Biker, her season 6 premiere is tonight at 9 Eastern. So this will
Like right
give,
now.
like right now. So this will give all of you guys that are watching a chance to go check out Miranda Young, Ghost Biker Explorations premiere season 6. But
Wow.
before you go, one more time, Jennifer, where can we find you?
We are at New Orleans Paranormal Society.com. Get tickets for our ghost hunting experience, 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. departures. Don't worry about how dark it is. You're usually you're inside for the most part. And then we'll be relaunching some line of apparel just in time for Halloween season 2. So check that out. All designed by local artists, actually.
Oh,
Which is
that's
kind of
cool.
cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, Jennifer,
Yeah.
thank you for taking your
Thank
time
you.
out and coming on. You'll just hang out for a minute after we end the live. Everybody tune in Sunday where my guest, and I'm afraid I'm gonna mess his name up. Can you say his name? Bell
Papazar.
Balthazar. There we go.
Papazar. We call him Papazar.
See, that's so much easier than me trying. I've been trying to say this name. Okay, Papazar will be on Sundays, ladies and gentlemen. Oh,
He's an
and
interesting guy. I love him.
I can't wait. I can't wait. And I'm gonna have a special guest host. I wonder who that's gonna be. It's gonna be Jennifer Talley, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay.
She's gonna come. She's gonna come get. She's been voluntold to guest host.
Fair enough.
So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Shaman Sundays on Mondays, Tuesdays. Well, I don't even know what the hell day it is. I'm tired. Oh, go check out Miranda Young, the Ghost Biker, like right now, as she premieres her season 6 of Ghost Biker Explorations. And always remember, it's not about surviving the storm, but it's how you dance in the rain. See you guys Sunday.